Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Custer alongside my partner, the All-American, Jim Jackson. And Jim, year 3 of the Big 3. It has been infused with some big-name players from Lamar Odom, Jason Terry, just to name a few, and 4 new teams.
4 new teams, but I think it's a testament to Ice Cube and Jeff Quatten. It's 2 years ago. It was all about a vision. What will happen if we put this league together? The proof is in the pudding right now with the response, not only from the viewing public, but from the ex-players, former players who want to participate and have a lot of fun.
Well, we're going to begin the night here with the three-headed monsters taking on Trilogy as we take a look at the rosters, and they're brought to you by State Farm. Trilogy has revamped their entire roster, one of the big-name stars. They've added Jason Terry, and the three-headed monsters, well, Jim, they're led by Rashard Lewis.
Yeah, 2 years ago, the reigning MVP of this league, unstoppable force inside and out. Unfortunately, last year, his season was derailed with an injury halfway through the season. But I spoke with Rashard before the game. I said, listen, what drove you to come back? What made you want to put back on the stick? He said, 1, I'm a competitor. 2, I love the Big 3.
And Gary Payton, he's the head coach of the three-headed monsters. Hey, one of the biggest trash talkers in the league, the Hall of Famer Gary Payton, the head coach there. He said, this is my time. And Kenyon Martin, listen, he was a player for Trilogy when they won it all 2 years ago, and even last year when he was injured for most part of the season. But this year, he is the head coach of the Trilogy squad. Three-headed monsters, they're the home team, so they inbound the basketball. There is no jump ball. First team to 25, we go to the half. First team to 50 wins this game, but you got to win by 2. We take a look at the rules. Again, no running clock here, but there's a 14-second shot clock. And the 3 is good by Patrick O'Brien, one of the new members of Trilogy.
Well, you talk about the rules. I think as the league has matured, the players have played for multiple years. They're more comfortable in understanding what the rules are and how to utilize them to the best of their advantage.
Lewis, the kick out. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf misses the 3. Out of bounds. They say Trilogy basketball. They say
competitive nature of these, former players, whether that's from Europe, G League, and the NBA, fuels a lot. And that's really what drove, I think, the uptick in talent, but also competition last year in the league.
Here's Reggie Evans working on Bryant. The fadeaway, missed it badly. And James White put it right back up and in now. When it comes to 3-on-3 basketball, if the ball hits the rim, you got to clear it. You got to take it back. But when it doesn't, you can put it right back up and in, and that's exactly what Trilogy did.
7 seconds here. Remember, when you talk about clearing the basketball, as that move gets inside, and it gets batted out. Clearing can be either off the dribble, outside of the three-point line, or with the pass. But also, if you have a post player inside, they have to clear the lane before they can receive the ball and go in and score.
A couple of turnovers already for the three-headed monsters. Trilogy up 5-0. Again, first team to 25. We go right to the half. Here's Jason Terry, one of the new members. Missed it, used the left hand.
You know, it's always interesting to see the first game and kind of come out with all this pent-up emotion and energy. And it's not as smooth when you first begin the game, but once you settle in, these players kind of get back into form.
O'Brien with the block on Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf.
Understanding who you're playing against. Mahmoud not able to get that shot up on the stretch arms that right there. O'Brien long enough to stay with it. And that's one of the keys, too, I think, in the Big 3 with 3-on-3. The ability to switch and guard a smaller player in space when you don't have the help that you're accustomed to in 5-on-5.
That foul was on Jason Terry, his first. Here's Rashard Lewis, good dish. Reggie Evans spins, lays it in. First 2 points for the three-headed monster.
And that's the beauty of the pick and roll. If you do it on the strong side, now the help can't recover quick enough, and that time Rashard Lewis heads up play over to Evans inside.
White short with that 3. Here's Reggie Evans. He was Mr. Everything, it seemed, for the three-headed monsters last year. So Evans will go to the line here. You look, See what he did. He led the league in rebounds. He was second in blocks. Averaged 15 points per game, and a lot of that was because Rashard Lewis was out with that Achilles injury. So he'll shoot 1 for 2, knocks it down.
Well, you know, based on what he did in the league, we knew he could rebound. We knew he played defense. We knew that he would guard you tough. It was the 15 points last year that surprised all of us, and it was how he got it. It wasn't just bully ball down low. He found himself knocking down the 15-foot jump shot, forcing teams to come out a little bit more.
Bryant missed it. Reggie Evans lays it right up and in. Three-Headed Monsters takes the lead for the first time.
You got to understand the continuity with Three-Headed Monsters because they've been together now for 3 years. The core of this team, especially the three that we see on the court right now, Trilogy's still trying to figure out who they are as a team.
Monsters on a 6-0 run.
Let's go, guys.
James White will go to the line. And he'll shoot 1 for 2.
You know what would be interesting with James White? The first year when Trilogy went undefeated, James was kind of like the unsung hero. Okay, but last year with Al Harrington and Rashad McCants, he kind of got lost in the shuffle a little bit, not as effective. Now the roster has changed except for David Hawkins. Let's see how active that he can be with this lineup.
Here's Mahmoud. Inside to Evans. Turns. Missed it. And they're going to count the basket. You see O'Brien's hand went inside that net.
Anytime you interfere with the basket, I don't care if it's by accident right here. If you watch at the end, right there, the left hand gets caught up in the net. Not on purpose, but it's still a goaltending on it.
8-0 run. Yeah, by the Three-Headed Monsters here. 3-point lead. First team to 25. We go to the half. Here's Rashard Lewis. Back from the Achilles. Injury from last year. Pulls up. Got it.
How beautiful is that? I mean, we saw Kevin Durant go down with Achilles injury. We saw it. We've seen it before. Isaiah Thomas, Dominique Wilkins, all guys that are a little bit older. How hard it is to kind of come back. But Rashard Lewis was determined to get back here this summer at full strength to play the game that he loves.
Here's Mahmoud. You can't give him that. In and out.
I can't believe he missed that.
Yeah, really. Here's the Jet. Showing the handles. Hey, Bryant.
Hey, Trey.
He knocks it down. Patrick O'Brien. New ad for Trilogy. Inside. Evans. Working on O'Brien. Lost it. Jason Terry throws it away. Rashard Lewis lays it in. 4-point lead for the Three-Headed Monsters. We're just getting started. Game 1, opening night. Here are the Big 3 here on CBS. Season opener of the Big 3 here on CBS. Three-Headed Monsters, 4-point lead over Trilogy. Hey, let's go to Michael Rappaport with the Hall of Famer, Gary Payton.
I'm here with Gary Payton, unprecedented access, the Hall of Famer, who probably is the only person in the country who's wearing a mock neck at the beginning of summer. Gary, how you feeling about your
shirt, baby? It's real nice.
Okay, I'm just saying, probably the only person in the country. How you feeling about your team so far?
Started off slow, but we're getting into it. We're going to get into it and work into it. You see, we done got a little lead now. Now we got to keep it. We got to play defense. I think that we just start off a little slow.
How did it feel to see Sweet Lou score his first basket after that Achilles injury?
He's got to get his mind back into it. It feels good about it, but he's not mentally there. After he gets mentally there and knows that he's not going to get hurt again, he'll be fine.
All right, Gary, I appreciate it. Fellas, the Mock Neck King is with me. Big 3 Season 3 is here.
I see Rapids in mid-season 4.
Hold on. Unprecedented access. That's the key to the intro part. And then everything after that is gold.
You can see the wrap there on Rashard Lewis's Achilles there. And Gary Payton told me that in practice. He said, I'm going to play him for the first couple of minutes, and then I'm going to sit him. He said, the last thing I want to do is to see something happen with Rashard Lewis that happened with Kevin Durant.
Well, the difference being, too, is that Kevin Durant really couldn't go full speed through like game-type situations of practice because at that point of the season with Golden State, you weren't practicing. Rashad said he's been actually playing 5-on-5. So he's been able to test out that, injured Achilles to see if he will respond.
New players, Sam Young, shot rejected by Larry Sanders. He's one of the new members of the three-headed Monsters. So too is Trey Simmons, who has checked in as well for the Monsters, and David Hawkins has checked in for Trilogy.
You saw the length right there by Simmons on the backside, not staying married to James White, who kind of sprinted out to the wing.
So one of the reasons why Gary Payton said he felt like this is probably the best team he's had from the new additions he's got. He said, I needed a bigger guard for Mahmoud, and he's got that in Mario Chalmers. He said, I needed a big man who can play his role. He's got that now in Larry Sanders to help Reggie Evans. Evans misses. And here's David Hawkins, one of the newest members of Trilogy. He was with Tri-State last year. Was an MVP candidate, too, in the league. Sam Young, another new member of Trilogy, drives the baseline, but there's a push by Reggie Evans.
You see good defense right here, but just got caught on the side. Evans right there with the reach in. But going back to Gary Payton, the big thing was a lot of times on the pick and roll when Mahmoud was guarding was to switch, and then they would dive into the post, and now you would have to help. And with only 3 players on the court, 2 players defending 1, you're going to have a mismatch, and that's why you want a bigger guard.
Young got to shoot it. One on his shot clock. Yeah, just 14-second shot clock. You got to get it up here in the Big 3. Inside they go to Sanders. Simmons, 2 on the shot clock. He's got to shoot it. Pull. It's air ball.
And it hit a little bit because if not, James could have took it right back up.
He put that right back up.
Yeah.
Here's Young working on Evans. Goes right by him. Kick out. Flight White. Got it.
That time, good recognition that time by Sam Young. Didn't have the shot inside, but the key was he drew 2 defenders. Smartly, James White able to step up, present himself, and knock down that shot.
Simmons. No. Sanders tried to tip. Trilogy basketball. Here's White in the lane. Use the left hand. Sanders the board. Simmons 3. And they're going to get Sanders, I think, for the push-off.
One of the strategies, too, we saw a lot last year was the defending team, once the shot went up, to try to send someone behind the clear spot, behind the three-point line, to get it out quick and then make a move before the defense can get set. So let's keep our eye and see if, especially a team like Three-Headed Monsters, can take advantage of that.
Young uses the left hand, makes it home. Trilogy takes the lead. Again, first team to 25, we go right to the half. Here's Simmons. Oh, breaking ankle. Evans. Draw that one on Sam Young.
We'll go back to that Sam Young drive here against Reggie Evans. A little crossover between the legs and then a scoop with the left hand off the glass, and the Jet is like, yeah, boy, you've been watching some of my tape.
1 point lead for Trilogy.
One of the strategies, too, is that, KYP, know your personnel. I mean, a lot of guys have seen each other play in the league or whatever it is, and I think it's no difference here. Air ball right there by Reggie Evans.
Well, let him hear that.
Yeah, you kind of got to know, just like any other thing, know who you're playing against. A guy's not a jump shooter, no good for comfort. A guy can't shoot the 3. You want to be disciplined with the pump fakes and don't foul them when they're shooting. So same kind of strategies apply. Understanding who you're playing against, I think, is very important, especially for the 3-on-3.
Here's Sam Young again, and again using that left hand.
Well, this is just recognition here, knowing that Sanders has the length, and that's why that pump fake is so important. Again, if you're Sanders, you want to make him shoot over the top of you. Don't give up on the shot too early. As a result, you give up a layup plus a foul.
Yeah, Gary Payton's going to call a timeout, and all of a sudden, Trilogy's gone on this 7-0 run. And they're up 3. Hey, listen, you want your sports news without the yelling, the fake debates? Stream CBS Sports HQ, the free 24/7 network for non-stop highlights, news. Download the CBS Sports app today. Kenyon Martin talking to his Trilogy squad. Going on this 7-0 run. They've got a 3-point lead. League founder Ice Cube sitting courtside, as always. Hey, what a job he's done too, man. Bringing basketball that means something to the summer.
Well, you think about Clyde was the coach the first year and probably saw some things that would help enhance the competitive nature of this league, enhance the competition, and also how optically it operates and looks. And having that mind behind him, that's why some of the rule changes got put in place in year 2. He brought a lot more NBA basketball minds to the table to continue to help the product grow. And I think that was a very smart and bold move by Ice Cube and Jeff Quantments to approach Clyde. Look, we love you as a coach, but we want to use your mind a lot more to grow the product.
So Larry Sanders now has 3 personal fouls. And under the new rule, on that 3rd foul, you have to sit for the rest of the first half.
Yeah, in the first half, because before you weren't penalized because you weren't fouling out, but now I think they instituted this rule. I think they really did. So you get a penalty at least for not playing smartly on the defensive end.
Gary Payton is trying to argue that that's just his 2nd personal foul, that one of those fouls was not called on Larry Sanders. So that's what Gary's arguing about.
Well, he had the early foul, then he had the step-through foul on Sam Young.
Sam Young, yep.
And that one, so.
Sanders will have a seat. Reggie Evans will now check in for the 3-headed monsters.
They got a seat for you, sitting right there. Go have a seat.
Trilogy just 10 points away from us going to the half. And here's David Hawkins. Drives, uses that body, and lays it in. David Hawkins averaged 16 points, nearly 17 points a game last year for Tri-State, Dr. J's team, the MVP candidate.
Yeah, he broke out last year. I mean, his ability to stroke the 3, stretch the defense, and then you can see by his body, he's broad up top. Able to take the contact once he got inside. I mean, put a lot of pressure on defenses last year.
Here he is again, working on Trey Simmons. In that lane, missed it. Lewis, he'll pull the 3. Hawkins. Rashad, again, hacked by Sam Young. You see Rashad Lewis. Yeah, a little bit. He said, I'm okay.
Yeah, and I think it happened on the back end. Now watch on the step back here, Young contested shot, body contact, and right here, boom, when he fell right there on Rashard's knee, is where a little bit of pain, because not only was the weight of Young on him, but his knee hit the ground too. So one of those quick jolts to the body, but Rashard was able to get back up and shake it off and knock in this free throw.
Yes, he did. Knocks it down. Counts for 2 points. Monsters down 3.
And I like the strategy of how Coach Payton, Gary, is utilizing the skill set of Rashard and not trying to fatigue him too much early, which, as you know, can cause some other issues.
Steal by Trey Simmons. Lewis bumped by O'Brien. That's the second on O'Brien. So if O'Brien gets one more, he'll have to sit as well. James White will check back in. Sam Young will get a blow for Trilogy. Here's Lewis. 3. No, but there's a foul. And they're going to call it on James White.
Well, let's take a look here with Reggie Evans. Does he move? Once he hands it off, this is what James White is talking about right here. After the handoff, Reggie turns. And I think he may have hooked James's inside hand, his arm right around the elbow, and pulled him towards him. And I think that's what he's talking about, because the outside official, if that's the case, wouldn't be able to see that hook. But that's what vets do. I mean, Reggie Evans lasted in the league not because he was athletically gifted or could score. It's because he was highly intelligent in how to play the game and utilize maybe some of the attributes that he didn't have, like being athletic, but he played smart intelligent basketball.
Knocks down the free throw. We got a tie ball game here. Here's Rashard Lewis. 4 on the shot clock. Spin. No. Evans. Offensive glass. Reach in by Hawkins. Evans got it back. It was blocked. Bryant's shot is blocked as well. Did someone touch that?
Basket interference. That time he was going up for the rebound again, similar to the last time we saw the play, where he goes up at the end. Just keep an eye right here. Left hand.
Basket interference. Count it. James White misses the jumper. Here's Trey Simmons for 3. Too strong. Hawkins. And it will remain with the 3-headed monsters.
And I think, both teams, to me, trying to fill each other out. But I think when you're missing shots, you're trying to figure out continuity. The more you move the ball, the more you cut, set screens, you're going to end up getting some layups. Right now, it's not about just going one-on-one, unless you have an isolation that you could take advantage of. But if you just stand around like that, it's just easier to defend.
Here's O'Brien for 3. No. Lewis clears it. Bumped by Hawkins. Drives. Let's see if they're going to call that fouls on Hawkins.
No. It looked like he's calling that a clearing violation. Let's see if we can see. I don't think Rashard took it all the way back outside, 2 feet outside of the 3-point line on the side. So I can say a clearing violation.
Well, Wednesday on CBS, the Amazing Race Reality Showdown season finale will have you on the edge of your seat until the very end. The Amazing Race season finale, Wednesday, 9 Central, CBS. One-point lead for the 3-headed monsters over Trilogy. This is a rematch of the championship game from 2 seasons ago. In fact, the first season of the Big 3. Trilogy, well, they've made just one of their last 9 shots. They've gone cold from the field here. First team to 25, we go to the half. It's Kenyon Martin talking to his Trilogy squad. Martin now the head coach. After playing for Trilogy for the past 2 seasons. He's now the head coach. Rick Mahorn, who was the head coach, is now the head coach of the Enemies, one of the new squads.
Well, that's what you call an executive decision. Last year, Kenyon was a little banged up. He said, instead of putting my body through it, this year I transition over. Because he was coaching most of the time anyway last year because of the injuries kept him off the court. So it does make sense. And again, that's the beauty about the league. Players coaching players, or former players, you know what I mean?
Turnover by Trilogy. They dump it into Evans. Turns and face, fires, got it. Reggie Evans.
And that's the part of the game last year. So the pump fake, right there, O'Brien didn't go for it. Reggie feels more comfortable taking that shot, not only taking it, but knocking it down.
High score. Here's a 3. James White, no. Trey Simmons, the board. Gets the screen from Reggie. 5 on the shot clock. He'll pull it. Evans, Reggie cleared a little space.
You think?
It's his second.
Listen, after the jump shot, you went up to DC, said, I learned that from you, big fella. A little jump shot on the baseline.
Derek Coleman, former Piston, here in the D.
Syracuse great.
Absolutely.
Detroit native.
Yep.
When I took my visit to Syracuse, actually it was Derek who was the person involved in showing me the ways there at Syracuse. And that was the school I actually really wanted to go to. Really.
Hawkins knocks it down. 2 points there for Trilogy.
You know, the major problem was they brought me there in like November, December. It was cold as I don't know. I was like, bro, I'm good.
You didn't like the zone? You didn't like the zone, huh?
Nah. It's cold in Ohio, but it's not Syracuse cold.
There's Simmons with the rock. Inside to Rashard Lewis. Lewis used the left hand. Blocked by O'Brien. He says, surely you're not calling the foul on me.
But that's an example right here. The recovery part of Rashard Lewis, because the ability to go up and then back up and then finish, okay? Coming off an injury in your mind, a lot of times, it's like, well, can I really do that? No, that second bounce. And right there, we saw an example of the confidence that Rashard has in his recovery.
Well, Rashard knocks it down. Three-headed Monsters 3 points away, and we go to the half. 3-point lead. Lewis now in double figures for the Three-Headed Monsters. Here's Simmons drives, banks it home. Count it. Next bucket for the Three-Headed Monsters, and we go to the half. James White drives down. That's on Rashard Lewis. His second.
I think the play we just saw right there, it was isolation in the middle, two guys on the wing. The first year when Trilogy went undefeated, that was the bulk of their offense. It was either Al Harrington in the middle, or it was Rashad McCants, or sometimes it was also James White, and they just spread the court. They forced you to have to guard one-on-one, and when you helped, that's when the kick game happened, kick out for a three. So that's what made them so tough. That first year, we saw an example of that with James White going one-on-one right there.
Oh, White missed the free throw. Here's the Three-Headed Monsters. This bucket, we go to the half. Lewis. He lose it. He did. He lost it. Turnover.
And how important with free throws we talked about last year when you got a chance to get to the line.
Especially when you're in the penalty, because you make it, you keep the basketball.
It was a lot of leads squandered last year and games lost when guys got fouled and couldn't get to the line to finish.
James White shoots the 4. Here's Young for 3. Evans. Gary Payton telling him, give it to Mahmoud. Here's Abdul-Rauf. 4 on the shot clock. And fouled by Jason Terry.
Is there a reason why you want to give it to Mahmoud?
Absolutely.
Okay. So I know Evans was upset he had to give the rock up, but allow Mahmoud to make the plays and you become the finisher. And right here, the excellent use and the patience off the pick and roll caused Mahmoud to have a step on Jason Terry. Hence, at the end, Jason got called for the foul.
And with that, we're going to the half. Three-Headed Monsters with a 7-point lead, up 26-19. Let's go to Michael Rappaport now with Reggie Evans.
All right, I'm here with Reggie Evans. You had a great first half. What was going on with you and Coach Payton?
He was just telling me get the ball up quicker and stuff. He wanted me to stop and give it up instead of bringing it out, because he didn't want me to use so much of my energy for this first game. So he wanted to just save some up for the second half.
How you feeling about your team so far? You guys feel like you're getting your rhythm?
It's more, we got to get in the rhythm defensively, you know what I'm saying, especially with this lineup change and stuff. Try not to foul so much, stay in front of them. So it's more the defense than anything.
All right, Reggie, good luck in the second half. Thank you, guys.
Big 3 basketball on CBS Sports is sponsored by State Farm. Talk to an agent today at 800-STATE-FARM. VH1 Basketball Wives. New season. Check your local listing. And by Toyota. Let's go places.
Welcome back to the Motor City, Detroit opening night of the Big 3. And you know, Big 3 not only bring you some of the best hoopers in the world, we also bring you love. Larry Sanders of the Three-Headed Monsters, look at this, proposed to his girlfriend there at the half. How about that?
It's all about the love, baby. It's all about the love. We're gonna take you through a range of emotions when you come to the game here. Excitement, some drama, bring some tears to your eyes. All about the love.
Absolutely, brother. Congratulations to Larry Sanders here at the half. Three-Headed Monsters up 7 over Trilogy. And you look at it, Reggie Evans and Rashard Lewis leading the way. Both of those guys in double figures.
They are, but, you know, it was a little choppy in the first half, which you can expect because this is the first game, and teams on both sides of the court really didn't have a lot of practice time. But Three-Headed Monsters kind of settled in as the half went on, and what we saw last year from Reggie Evans, rebounding, tough defense, knocking down shots, kept him in the game, and Rashard Lewis able to knock in some himself.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's go to Michael Rappaport, and he is with the newly engaged Larry Sanders.
All right, I'm with the real Larry Sanders. What just happened at halftime? You proposed to your girlfriend out here.
Yes, I did. Yes, I did.
Now, how do you feel? Like, was she surprised? Did she know anything about this?
I think she's surprised, but, you know, we've been talking about it and working toward it, so.
All right, so when's the marriage? When's the honeymoon? What's going to happen next?
Marriage counselor.
Now, what are you thinking about the Big 3 so far? You made your debut in the first half. How do you feel about the competition?
It's great. The competition is great. You know, everybody's really excited. You know, it's good. So I'm excited to be here.
All right, good luck in the second half, fellas.
Hey, let me just say this. Jim, as a guy who's been married for 17 years, I like the marriage counseling. That's a good move.
Hold up, but do you do that first?
Well, you're right.
Do you go into the marriage thinking that you need counseling right away? Mike, what do you think?
Mr. and Mrs. Sanders, the best of luck. But that's the first time I've ever heard someone talk about marriage counseling before an actual marriage. That's just me.
Hey, bro, it's me too.
That's just me.
And right now she's on the phone looking for the right counselor. Right now.
Exactly.
Right now. She's on the phone trying to
Oh, my goodness. We bring you everything here at the Big 3 on CBS.
Oh, man.
Opening night. 7-point lead. Oh, boy. We take a look. Trilogy inbounding.
Here's the post up.
Yep. Here's Hawkins. Sam Young. Young missed it. Evans, the rebound, reach in by David Hawkins. And, you know, Trilogy's got 10 points off the bench. Three-Headed Monsters just 2, but it's the Monsters with a 7-point lead.
But here's the issue with that play. If you're going to post up Hawk knowing that he's going to get double teamed, you better have some shooters on the court. Jason Terry and James Wright are sitting on the bench. So I understand why you want to do it, but if you don't have the personnel around him, Hawkins, then you can't take advantage of the mismatch and then double team.
Here's Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf inside to Evans and lays it in with the left hand.
And that was a play last year that was very beneficial for this Three-Headed Monsters team. Anytime you can get Mahmoud in the pick and roll, get him an advantage. Now 2 players jump out. All you have to do if you're the screener is roll to the basket, position yourself to receive it.
Young misses the bunny. 16-2 run by the Three-Headed Monsters. Here's Rashard Evans. Rashard Lewis inside to Reggie Evans. 2 seconds, has it stripped. Young missed it inside.
Again, you got this power lineup more so with Trilogy. Right now, not a lot of outside shooting guys that kind of want to get the ball to the basket, get fouled. But I do believe you need to be able to have another shooter on the court to space it out, and that's a tough foul that time by David Hawkins.
Yep. Mahmoud Abdul-Rauf will go to the line. He's so cunning with the basketball.
Well, here it is. He knew exactly where he wanted to get to. Foot is on the line. But You may see some gray hairs right there, but the wisdom and understanding how to create space against a bigger, stronger opponent is what allows Mahmoud to still be successful.
Hawkins powers his way into the lane, count it, and one. The Hawk.
And this time, David Hawkins able to exploit the defense that was kind of spread out a little bit more, use that big body, angled off inside, avoided what could have been a block shot by Rashard Lewis. See if he can convert on his three-point.
He got it. Here comes Trilogy. Cut the lead to 6. Mock move. He'll pull it. Missed it. Rashard. That shot blocked. Called the jump ball. Possession will stay with the three-headed monsters. How about this? Gary Payton and Kenyon Martin having their own conversation. How about that during the game? Look at this.
Talking about, later on after the game, get together, catch up, have a couple of lemonades, real quick. Who's paying for the first one?
Right, exactly. Patrick O'Brien with a personal foul. Game goes to 50. Got to win by 2. Mock move. Good dump off the right. Devastating shot rejected by Sam Young.
Couldn't convert. I mean, 2 good plays. The pick and roll got Evans inside, but Young didn't give up on the play. Able to knock it away. But again, Reggie Evans, big body, sets the screen, rolls to the basket. Young not staying married to the weak side and not tonight, big fella.
Here is Sam Young. Been playing extensively overseas. Spins. Missed it. Evans, kick out. Mock move. Count. Don't let him get out.
It was going to happen eventually. He got enough good looks. Mahmoud was going to eventually knock it down, and again, you're able to hit it at a critical time to continue to stretch this lead. And see if Kenyon Martin makes an adjustment to bring Terry.
Mock move, missed that 3. Evans, the follow, yes. First team to 50, win by 2, wins the game.
Remember, you only get 1 timeout a half, so Kenyon Martin trying to hold on to that timeout until you get a break to get his subs in the game. 30, so they become critical once the game becomes closer from a strategy perspective.
Here's Young. Hawkins working on mock move. DeYoung drives, lays it in. 7-point lead now for the three-headed monsters. Trilogy cuts into that lead, which was double figures. 7-point lead for the three-headed monsters. It's opening night here at the Big 3 on CBS. Opening night of the Big 3 here on CBS. 7-point lead for Gary Payton and the three-headed monsters. We've got the Hall of Famer mic'd up for sound.
You can't keep letting him hit him like that, though, man. Let him play. Let him play. Thank you. Just move with his feet. All right? All right. Hey, that's where I want. There you go. You got that. Make him shoot that.
It's all about the art of how to negotiate your terms in a voice that somebody understand. That time early with the official, instead of yelling, kind of whispered in his ear, come on, you know. I'm going to get you a little later. I'm going to be soft right now. but Gary has adjusted. I mean, you know, he's a competitor.
Rebound. Evans doing what he does best, the dirty work. Oh, how about that? Him and Patrick O'Brien. James White steps in. He's down.
It's hard to turn off that competitive spirit. I mean, that's what kept Evans in the league for so long. 13 years, he had to be tougher. Opponent.
Went to dunk that one, missed it. Here's James White.
And I like this lineup right here.
O'Brien with a little get back.
I like it because O'Brien can step out and knock down shots. So now Evans has to get away from the basket, which opens it up for Jason Terry and James White to kind of do their thing.
Here's Jason Terry again with another foul. 5-point lead for the three-headed monster. Here's Mahmoud again. Gets the screen. Rashard Lewis to Mahmoud. Lays it in. Good look by Sweet Lou.
Well, I mean, but the play was started by the hustle of Reggie Evans, and then once Sweet Lou received the ball, it's a quick decision inside to Mahmoud. And that's what I'm saying. Even on a missed shot, you can make those quick decisions and passes and find yourself getting easy layups inside.
The Jet created some space, missed it. Evans, another rebound for him. Mahmoud repays it, and Reggie Evans with the one-hand sledgehammer. Up 9 now. Oh, that one on Rashard Lewis. Reggie Evans now at 18 points.
Yeah, we see the end result, but it was a patience by Mahmoud. And then the slip pass inside. Again, now everything happened on the strong side. You got a shooter up top. You couldn't help inside. Now, boom. Easy basket for Evans.
Reggie reaches in, knocks that one away. Reggie Evans, 18 points, 20 rebounds so far tonight.
Well, he's outworking everybody. I mean, the physical nature forces you to have to guard Reggie in a different way.
He nearly caught Rashard Lewis sleeping there on that inbounds play. Steps back, knocks it down. Sweet Lewis, Rashard Lewis.
He made up for it. He made up for it. He got to a sweet spot right there at the free throw line. Able just to pull up 15-foot jump shot.
O'Brien fades, got it. Patrick O'Brien, first year in the league.
And the question is, can Trilogy get enough consecutive defensive stops? No, on that one right there. I mean, but see, that's the beauty of the 3-on-3, because if you make a quick play pick and roll, you're going to find yourself open inside. Now you just have to make decisions.
Three-headed monsters 9 points away from victory, and Trilogy is going to call a timeout here to discuss some things, as you talked about getting some stops, because Reggie Evans has been a man possessed here. 18 points, 20 boards, JJ.
Well, the issue is that you can't play bully ball with Reggie Evans, because most of the time he's going to win that battle. So you have to play smart. You have to force Evans off of his sweet spots, but also force him to shoot outside, force him to pick up some fouls. But if you're going to try to go pound for pound with him, he's too smart for that. That 13-year career, he got that because he was undersized, but he utilized what was upstairs in between his ears to be able to have a sustainable career. And you can see what's happening right now.
20 points, 20 rebounds for Reggie Evans. How do you stop him? Here's Michael Rappaport with Kenyon Martin.
Unprecedented access with Coach Kenyon Martin. It's your first game as a head coach in the Big 3. How you feeling so far, Coach?
I'm good, man. We're missing some good looks, tough bounces, but we're all right.
All right, now I'm going to keep it funky with you, Coach. You're down 11. The game is on the line. What are you going to do to get Trilogy back in this game, Coach?
We got to get a few stops in a row, man, make some shots. We'll be all right.
All right, good luck, Coach.
You got to keep it funky, man. You got to keep it funky. Rap, you got to keep it funky. He's not going to no softball questions.
No softball questions. Hey, listen, right now, Rap is in like playoff form right now. Not quite championship form, but he's like in playoff form.
You're right.
No, his face is not red yet, Mike. He's off the mic, but ask him, is his face red? Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't had a chance to experience Michael Rappaport in full Michael Rappaport-ish, just wait. He's just getting started.
Fouls on Larry Sanders. James White will go to the line. There he is. Yeah, the face isn't red yet.
I'm ready. Listen, one thing I pride myself on, I don't need to be friends with these guys. If they want to fight, they can fight. I'll put hands on a coach, put hands on a player, anything. Anything. It doesn't matter who it is.
Okay.
What kind of hands?
These paws. These paws right here. I put these paws on you, you know what's going to happen.
That's that Brooklyn coming out.
Yeah, I put these paws on. And when that guy Scalabrini shows his face.
Oh, God.
Well, you can see Scal tomorrow in Indianapolis.
Yeah, but meanwhile now, three-headed monsters inching themselves closer.
Inside, good dish by Mahmoud. Shot rejected. Here's Flight. Working on Trey Simmons. Spin. Ball fake. He'll go to the line.
Yeah, great footwork that time by James White on the post. Knew he had a mismatch, but also that Simmons, because of that mismatch, more than likely would go for a pump fake.
Here's Flight. 7 points. 5 boards. Shooting 1 for 2. Knocks it down. Lead is 7. Reggie Evans is getting ready to check back into the game for the three-headed monsters. Here's Mahmoud. He'll pull up. Got it. He thought he got fouled as well.
I tell you what, if they're young kids, young guards watching the game, see what can I learn from an old head right there? How to use the pick and roll, get your shot.
Mahmoud, 50 years young, oldest player in the league, still giving them buckets
all day.
7 points away from victory of the three-headed monsters. Second on the shot clock. Nope. Did he get it off? He did not. You see Gary Payton says, we got to go. You got to watch the shot clock.
Well, sometimes you end up turning down a good shot and you make it tougher on yourself because of the shot clock. And that's one thing you got to recognize in 14 seconds. If you have a really good look, you got to take that. If not, now you jeopardize yourself, especially when you're caught a little bit deep in the shot clock to get a quality shot at.
Reggie Evans is going to check back in. Larry Sanders will come out. Here's James White. Powers his way inside, and he'll go back to that line.
Are they in the penalty? That should have been on the pass, really, because he was looking to pass up underneath. But they're in the bonus, so it's still a foul.
So James White will go to the line shooting 1 for 2 points. And considering they're in the bonus, hey, he knocks this down, they get the basketball.
Well, and also, too, that's the thing about it. Now, take advantage of the bonus. Now, what do I mean by that? Continue to drive. If you have an open jump shot, you take it. But now you have three-headed monsters on their heels. Drive the ball.
Here's Jason Terry. They're going to go right in to James White, working on Simmons. And there's another foul. He'll go right back to the line. Okay, how about Kenyon Martin? Trey Simmons, he said, hey, look, that faking and acting stuff don't work out here.
No, you don't get rewarded for flopping. I think James White got away with the push off with the hand, the slap away. But one thing is going to have to happen, I think, in order to get James White out of the post, got to be a little bit more pressure on Jason Terry so he just can't make a clean pass inside. And Simmons has to do a good job. As you see, Now, Rashard Lewis is coming in to kind of take that mismatch away, but he can't allow James White to catch it that deep on the post because the help just can't get there in time.
Lead is now just 5, Jim Jackson.
Again, possession in Trilogy's hand. They're dictating the tempo right now.
Back again, James White. Here's Sam Young. Shoots the jumper.
Yep.
Too strong.
Well, you see the difference when James White got the ball further out on the post? Now the double team came off of Young, and Young was hesitant about taking an open jump shot.
Rashard Lewis will check in. Simmons will have a seat. 5-point lead. Here's Mahmoud. Inside, Rashard Lewis, and a foul on Jason Terry. You are opening night of the Big 3 here on CBS. Brian Custer, Jim Jackson, Michael Rappaport. We're in Detroit. Rashard Lewis will go to the line. He's got 12 points, 11 boards, double-double for him tonight. Three-headed Monsters now 5 points away from victory.
This two-man game right here with Mahmoud and Rashard Lewis on the elbow. And by running it on the elbow, you give yourself plenty of room to operate with on that side of the court.
There's Reggie Evans. Mystic got his own board and then throws it over the backboard.
But I like that the official didn't call foul that time on James White, because a lot of times Reggie Evans wants to instigate the situation and the contact. And that time, official did a great job of not calling and falling to it.
Here's the jet. Drive. Jason Terry lays it in. Carlos Arroyo, one of the new members of Trilogy, cheering on his teammates. Here's Mahmoud, formerly known as Chris Jackson. Inside, Rashard Lewis, turnaround, yes.
Now, how smart was Rashard? Instead of just standing Mahmoud, he dove to the basket. Hawkins was a little bit late, received the pass, he immediately went up and knocked it in.
Hawkins shoots the 4. Got it back. Lewis said, shoot it again. Here's the jet.
Nope.
Threw it away. Three-headed Monsters can win it with a 3. Here's Lewis. Turnaround in the lane, rolls in. Monsters now just a point away from victory. James White. Euro steps, got it.
We'll look for a two-man game right here with Rashard and Mahmoud.
Gary Payton told him, take your time. Game winner coming here. Mahmoud.
Keep your eye on Reggie Evans.
Oh, great defense by the Jet, and he'll pull the 3. Hawkins. James White lays it in.
Now remember, you got to win by 2. So if Trilogy can get a stop, maybe knock down a 3, continue to get themselves back in this game.
Mahmoud, drive, Evans, no. And here comes Trilogy. 3-point lead. Look at Gary Payton.
It is
6-0 run for Trilogy. Mahmoud trying to put an end to this game. They go in. Stolen by the Hawk.
4-point play to
He's
win
going to
it.
go for the win. Missed the 4. Lewis now. Open 3. Rashard Lewis. Loose ball. Reggie Evans. Yes.
Of course.
Winner. Reggie Evans.
Why not?
Reggie Evans, 22 points, 24 rebounds, and a game winner.
Well, no surprise that it was Reggie Evans at the end. Reggie's the one that got the party started early. Why not finish it off with a two-pointer to win the game? 22 points, 24 rebounds. The enforcer caps it off with the game winner.
And Gary Payton's reaction? Subdued. That's a subdued Gary Payton.
Yeah, he said, we came here and took care of our business just like I thought.
Well, let's go on the court. Michael Rappaport with the game-winning coach, and Reggie Evans, player of the game.
All right, fellas, you guys were in control and then got a little hectic at the end of the game. What was going on, Coach?
Well, I think we just got a little bit out of composure. We start going too fast and turning the ball over, and that's not like us. It's our first game. We just trying to get into it. We see what we got to do, and we'll be fine. We'll be all right.
Now, one of the things I noticed about you guys was going back and forth, but he was talking, you were listening, he was talking. Explain that relationship, you guys, because it seems like a lot of respect.
Yeah, GP, that's my cap. He brought me in the league and stuff. So, I already had that relationship for him from day one. And it just never went away, even when he ended up getting traded. What he installed in me always stayed with me. So you never lose that respect, and I can't disrespect my cap. He's a Hall of Famer. So no matter how old I am, I got to give him that respect.
Now I know you have respect for the man, but do you think it's weird that he's wearing a mock neck during the middle of the summer?
G got an outfit for every day of the year.
Okay, the man has a lot of respect for him, fellas. He's the only person in the city wearing a mock neck. Summer is here.
Thank you. Well, the three-headed monsters win the opening night game. Hey, don't you go in there. We got a rematch of last year's championship game. You're watching the Big 3 opening night presented by State Farm.